Before you vote, I think you should watch this. Look, Ontario, I think we need to talk. We've got an election just days away. I want to cut through the noise. I want to talk just about facts. I don't want to give a political spin or some sort of curated soundbite. I just want to stick to hard numbers and the numbers that have shaped this province under Doug Ford's leadership. Stick around because what we're about to break down, like healthcare, housing, infrastructure, billions of dollars wasted, might make you rethink. Hopefully, it'll make you rethink your vote. The elephant in the room, I think, it's healthcare, and I think it's been talked about enough. I don't think people care enough. Ontario's healthcare crisis was made worse by Doug Ford. These are facts. It's not arguable. Doug Ford did change our healthcare system, just not in the direction that we needed it to be changed. 750 jobs gone in just one hospital in Toronto at Unity Health. That was straight up due to Ford's underfunding, and that's just one hospital. So let's be honest. Ontario's healthcare system wasn't perfect before Ford stepped in, but under his watch, we've seen the exact opposite of what he said. Longer wait times, like overcrowded hospitals, completely burnt out workforce. And instead of funding hospitals and paying nurses what they deserve, Ford and his people chose to spend $1.4 million on getting booze into corner stores. Yeah, I mean, there's more money for beer and less money for hospitals. Like, not the priority I'm interested in right now. Although I love me some beer. But the Greenbelt scandal, like, that's an $8 billion grift to developers. Like, healthcare doesn't even come close to how crazy that was. It's a absolutely shameless move. He tried to sell off protected land for no reason, under the guise of, affordable housing. Whatever happened to I'm not going to touch the Greenbelt. It took him a year to flip-flop on that and sold like 7,500 acres until, he was made to renege on the deal. Clearly insider connections with his developer buddies, like these disputable anymore. That move would have handed $8 billion to developers, and it would not have been one to build affordable housing. So who was it that stood to make money there? And after getting caught, Ford backed down, but only because the backlash was too big to ignore. So think about his instinct. His instinct wasn't to protect the province; it was to protect his friends, and that's the problem that I have. And I have a problem with you not having a problem with that. Another billion, however many dollars, wasted on rebranding Ontario. Ontario's already transit system, the downtown relief line, the DRL, that was already planned, funded, shovel ready. It was scrapped immediately. Why? I don't know, because developers and new transit hubs connected to his best friends stood to profit more from a restructured Ontario line. It just delayed transit relief for Torontonians and skyrocketed property values in areas where his buddies, Aspen Ridge Homes is one of them, owns a lot of land. So tell me how this dude works for you again, like the people. Nothing he has done says that other than his sound bites. The $1 billion snap election right now is another absolute waste of $1 billion of your money, our money. Because he's desperately trying to distract you from his all these scandals. Timing isn't an accident. Like, investigations are piling up. Ontarians are asking tough questions and needed to shift the focus. So created a crisis using the threat of these Trump tariffs. Like, he's the only guy that can get us through this. Like, he wouldn't be licking his boots like he was literally a month ago. He's here to protect himself, not you. Buy himself more time in office so he can get richer. Like, let's talk numbers for a second, because this is where things get a little bit wild for me. And again, I'm confused as to why it's not wild for you. Literally wasting all kinds of money all over the place. But he should know how to manage money, being a successful business owner. But, $175 million wasted on government self-promotion ads. $48 million to rip out $27 million worth of bike lanes. $2.2 billion funneled into a private luxury spa at Ontario Place. $3 billion to bribe Ontarians with a one-time $200 election rebate. And the worst part is all this money is being thrown around and public services are crumbling. Like, emergency rooms that Ford underfunded intentionally are shutting down. Affordable housing is near impossible to find. And mental health crisis with nowhere near enough funding. But, every decision Ford makes benefits the wealthy at the expense of you. But you're still going to vote for him because, something about trans kids that you keep being obsessed with. There's a pattern of neglect, right? I mean, Doug Ford's track record on marginalized communities isn't just bad. It's blatantly cruel. Like, he's defunded Indigenous programs, while funneling billions friends. He rolled LGBTQ plus protections in school curriculums. He campaigned to shut down homes for people with autism, literally, like trying to evict some of the most vulnerable people. And surprise, the message is clear. Unless you're a developer, a wealthy donor, or part of, Ford's inner circle, you're not his priority. And that's my takeaway. It's your vote really means, and my vote really means at the end of the day, this isn't just about Doug Ford. It's about whether Ontario keeps heading in the wrong direction, or if we choose leadership that actually puts people first. Like, your vote isn't just a party preference, a decision about whether hospitals keep getting cut or actually get the funding they need. So whether Ontario builds affordable housing and not just luxury condos, what does luxury even mean anymore? Whether your tax dollars go to services you need or backroom deals for these insiders. And, if he does get elected, you're going to, oh, we're cutting this, we're cutting this. So look, see, he's cutting waste. But those things that he's cutting are services. Services you might not need or use because they affect other people and families. So I get why it's hard for you to connect to that. But at the same time, you kind of have to give a shit about other people if we're going to have a functioning society. And free markets and trickle down and all that stuff, conservatives love to tell you and lie to you and tell you that that works. It doesn't, and it hasn't. So anyway, did I miss anything? What's the worst thing Doug Ford has done, and why are you still giving him a pass? Anyway, good luck.